Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I am a little bit late. I had some technical difficulties, but I think we're gonna be alright. There is a lot of people feeling like doing sessions, struggling a lot, uh, losing loved ones, challenges with the economy, the psychic gifts, the emotions, and I want to talk to this about it today. Billy, thank you so much for being here. Can you please let me know if the sound is okay? During this session, my intention it is to ask whoever is drawn to be here that we're going to receive healing or guidance, and I'm going to do my best. I just wanted to do a little bit of interview about what I feel it's happening, and at the same time, I am doing meditations. Okay, thank you. Pre-recording meditations for me to do like a free healing transmission with all of you. I do have one today in the page at 1:30 Pacific time, and then tomorrow it is going to be a live transmission at 5 a.m. I'm putting at different times, trying to see that all of you can receive some healing. Just I know, I'm gonna talk a little bit about it. So if you would like to know when those transmissions are going to be for next week, I recorded 3 brand new meditations just exclusive for the page. Some of the ones that I am doing in the membership that I have on YouTube. There are 2 with Hathor and Isis. They have part 1 and part 2. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm not sure, but if you would like to know more about this, and I think other one is with the Christ, select the event so you know which day, which time it will be. You will be available for, and type me in the times that it's easy for all of you that I can do these live meditations. I'm going to do some of them that I have pre-recorded and some of them new, and this is like a new thing I'm trying to do a service for all of us together. So talking about struggle, I know sometimes we feel like the world is falling into our feet. Lots of things are happening. This end of the year, next year, 2022 is going to bring a lot of weather changes. It's going to be a little bit intense because it's going to have all of us to do soul work and to practice really our generosity, our patience, holding our tongue so we don't say any mean things to others and things like that. It's not because we are being punished or anything. It is because it's the way we go through enlightenment and ascension. It is the only way that we can transcend, I believe, any darkness that arises within ourselves or around us. So don't let the world to bring you down. It's okay to feel not okay. It is perfectly okay to feel madness, to feel anxiety, to feel confused, because there is so much happening. The grids of Gaia are changing the whole thing, moving from 3D, from 4D, and for whoever can access 5D, that are those grids that are already in place for us to access through meditation, through contemplation, through intention. And all of things that are happening, many things in the timelines are not settled yet because we haven't been able to choose exactly how we would like to be in light, how we would like to go in this ascension. I'm dreaming a lot with different person, with different things. Sometimes I don't understand which reality it is. And this is part of what happens when we are accessing 5D a little bit more. Timelines, other aspects of you, you can feel those emotions from those parallel realities. And if our emotions are not settled and balanced, it can be confused and it can give us anxiety. And sometimes it will make us feel isolated. but it's not about that. It's about holding all of our pieces together with gentleness, with kindness, with patience, so we can go through this transformation, but at the same time, we can help others. So, instant manifestation, it's coming for all of us that we are in 4D, sometimes 5D, sometimes beyond. It is automatically. Sometimes I need something, and when I need it, I already manifested coming from me. Sometimes I give a donation, like for example, the other day that my mom was in trouble, I sent her money. It was like $500, but those $500 came to me instantly through the persons who purchased the course that I was offering, the Lionsgate. So this is what instantly manifestation is. What you give, you'll receive. It could be financially, it could be by friendship, by support, by many things. But at the same time, this instant manifestation, sometimes we can manifest a darkness too. And I would like to talk about this. Thank you for being here. Please comment if you have any questions or anything. I'm gonna try to do my best. And then I would like to do a little bit healing. For me, this week, I don't know if you guys know, maybe I told this before, and if I told, I just want to refresh a little bit. I suffered abuse when I was 13, sexually harassment, and for me it was like a big deal. And all my life I struggled with depression, narcissism, abuse, etc., punishment. For me, it made me feel guilt when I was a child, because I did not know how to understand why that thing happened to me, and I thought somehow I was guilty. And then I felt like dirty because it was something that I did not know. My 13-year-old, 12-year-old did not know how to understand it, and I did not have the support in my family. That's why I do this twin flame journey. For me, it's part of the shadow work that I'm doing in this life. And I know many of you have struggled with abuse at many levels, not only sexual, but sometimes mental, emotional, by family, by members, by society, etc., etc. So for me, I was recording the meditations for the equinox course, that it is shadow work, working through the sacred masculine, because the sacred masculine is what gives us a protection. And then I went into my childhood, healing those aspects of me that felt not protected, that felt dirty, insecure, guilt, shame. And what a surprise, I had a rash in all of my skin. And then I had to go to the doctor and then I had to scratch it. So I instantly manifest that darkness that needed to be erased. I hope that makes sense. So it's okay, whatever we feel, grief, upset, guilt, shame, I get it, I feel it. You're not alone, we all feel it. Not because I'm here, I'm immune to one of those feelings. We are all the same. So when I was doing the meditation, because I'm not allergic to anything, but somehow I manifested like an allergic reaction, and then my old skin was reddish, and then I had pimples, and then I was like, oh, that hurts, right? So when I went to the doctor, I took my medicine, and then I have been healing myself for the past 2 days. Anything that you manifest on your skin, any ascension symptoms, sorry, it's about guilt, shame, dirty. Anything in the skin, person that has spots, rashes, eczema, anything is related to those emotions. So when I was doing healing on myself, I was adding like a clock, like a cream, like a moisturization of light. And if you guys would like to, we can do that in the meditation. And I was imagining that I was injecting light into my skin, into every pore, into every feeling of me from my childhood traumas that still had another layer But the only way that we can heal those things is to take action in the physical. Besides meditation and healing and acupuncture and crystals and all of those things, we take action in the physical when we no longer feel aligned with those feelings. When we can, the question is how you get rid of guilt or anger or shame or anxiety or insecurity, whatever it is. So I think you don't get rid of it. You just embrace it by holding it, but don't letting you bring you down. I hope that makes sense. So what I do, because I had to go through every memory that I thought I already healed, because I am doing sacred sexuality sessions and womb healing sessions and all of those things, but we always have another layer. And at the collective level, we're all healing abuse, control, freedom. Where does my freedom begin and your freedom begin? And all of those themes, sometimes we will reflect each other, but this is how we heal them and transcend them. I hope that makes sense. So what I wanted to say to all of you today, it is there are some days that we can go through a whole of emotional gamut of grief, despair, anger. But yes, thankfully, we don't have to live in that plane anymore, because every time we feel any of those heavy emotions, it is like a flag that says, hey, you are in 3D. So the best way that I do it is I pause it. And then I use a mantra that I learned from Prima Shedron, because I like to read her books, that she says, no big deal. And then I said, okay, no big deal. And then I embrace it. And you embrace it by being okay with whatever arises, whether that it is rash, guilt, anger, crying, or fear, or whatever. And then when we are able to be okay, we can allow ourselves to bring light little by little. I hope that makes sense. And that bringing light into those aspects of the shadow, it is what makes us feel source all the time, in all moments, because source, I think, is the neutrality between the shadow and the light. I hope that makes sense. So, thank God, I used to live in those depression, anxiety states all my life, but thank God, not anymore. My life changed when I started doing Reiki and codes a few years ago, and then I began connecting with my higher self, which I'm forever grateful. In every reading, I realized that no matter how painful our soul tries in the physical, that doesn't make it easy. I know, but yet it's definitely meaningful. So in times like this, when the world feels like failing, when you may feel like angry because we're gonna change the government or the vaccines or whatever happening with the quarantine or others around us, yes, no big deal. It's just that no big deal. It is like trusting God knows, and then even though it seems like the world is failing, it has a purpose for it. And sometimes we need to destroy what is so we can bring and build newness. I hope that makes sense. But we escalate like little childs the problems, like, oh my God, look what is happening to me. I need to, and when we escalate those problems, we're not trusting the God we have within. I hope that makes sense. So it doesn't make it easy to deal with shadow, but I think in times like this, it is when we need to feel that we can go deeper into our spiritual practices and then learn to have patience and generosity and kindness when we are in a situation that whether I feel the victim or the aggressor, when one of those take 2 moments to stop and then bring light into the equation, we both can heal that pattern. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I have any questions. Or you want me to do the light language? How can I connect to our inner child? Well, I think the best way it is to do a meditation, Natalie, is actually a great question. But the way to do it, it is to go and change the memory where you can find positive for whatever situation happened to you, so it doesn't affect you in the future anymore. Traveling in time in the past is actually astral traveling to a timeline where we are still anchored in the shadow. Yes, like going into the future or going into the heavens or into Pleiades or whatever. We are just visiting other times where our soul has any expression. But shadow aspects, what I saw in myself, it is I had seeds of darkness in every pimple that were coming through my core from my lineage, from this life, from the collective, from whatever, and they are being brought to the surface. So I was healing that surface for myself, for my whole self family, and for whoever in the collective was dealing with any abuse, with any childhood trauma, or any guilt, or anything. I hope that makes sense. So because all the work that I do, it wasn't something that I was suffering like a lot. And actually I went to the doctor. The doctor said, it's good that you only have it in your arms, because normally allergic reactions are in the whole body, right? But I just had like in the arms. Why in the arms? Because in the arms is about doing. So I think what I was healing, it was in that time when that happened to me, it was decided that it was going to be a secret because no one else needed to know. So I could not spoke my truth, right? It was the authorities, it was not involved, and action, I mean, no action was taken. So I felt like it was injustice. And sometimes speaking our truth, I know we're being protested all over the world. Maybe we don't change anything, but just by speaking your truth, you honor what happened to you in whatever way that we can do that. And I think this is what I was actually healing, because sometimes I hold myself from speaking what I believe because I can feel it may hurt others, and then I put myself aside. So my lesson this week, it was I don't have to put myself aside. I have find kindness and patience to speak my truth and honor whatever anger, man, fear, or anxiety or sadness or whatever I feel, without hurting others, because each of our voices needs to be heard in order for us to find transcendence. I hope that makes sense. Let me drink a little bit of water. And this is what I feel guided to do for the next course, because oh my god, I'm healing already just by speaking of it, and I felt thirsty. How did I manifest bed bugs into my new home or new mattress? I had bed bugs a few years ago, Coco. I think insects are, bed bugs are like a parasite. So definitely you're healing something collectively, because it's not one, it's many. But the fact that I did it a few years ago, when bed bugs happened to me, I was in a very abusive relationship with emotional violence, constant, and I was allowing that to happen. So my ex and I manifested to have bed bugs, and even though we fumigate, I don't know if that is a correct word in English, they did not die, because in a month we had again bed bugs. So I had to get rid of everything, mattress, everything, and then have something new. it was the way I did it. You can meditate, but I think it represents purification because your home represents your energy, your space, your chakras. Every time we have dreams in a home, that home represents us. I hope that makes sense. Left side means woman, family, fine. Right side, yes. Yes, Hannah. But when you are left-handed, it's the otherwise. And if you are by, I don't know how to say that you are left-handed and right-handed, I don't know how that work out too. Can my guys tell me why my belly is bloated? Yes. Okay, first of all, it has to do with let go, Vanessa. When we're bloated or we have any undigested issues, there is something we need to let go, but we don't want to. We are still holding on. So we manifest those bloated sensations. If we are fat or wrapped in skin, it represents that we want to protect ourselves. And then we go grease all over ourselves and our organs because we feel unsafe. It is like shielding ourselves from the world, from the outside world. You can use any natural thing that will help your body, but I think meditation will help you, something that has to do with let go. And I am seeing that you can eat like purple or red food, and that will help you. I was seeing beets, I don't know why. Let me see if I have any other question. If don't, I think we can do a transmission about this. Okay, I don't have any other question. Let me see. Okay, I think that's it. Anyone that you guys would like me to channel or just go with the flow? So many channelers talk about seals and implants in the body. Yes, you can meditate and remove them, but if you have, look, this is what I believe, because I had those implants too. But I choose not to believe on anything that is connected with fear or control or wars around the universe or even in this plane. I do think the implant that I had in my throat, it is because I am healing the aspects of me that suffer abuse, that suffer, I was a slave in many, I was taking away my free to be free. I remember 2 lives where I lived them in jail, and in one life I was mute, I could not speak. So even though I am a mermaid, this is the stronger aspect in me, I don't sing in this life, and I don't sing because I have that damage in my throat, that it is what I am healing. So I think I put it myself, my soul shoes, to have it and bring it in this life, so I can give that service to every aspect of me that could not speak the truth. And in my case, it's connected with my sacral chakra because it's what I am healing in this life. In this life, I choose to heal relationships with your body, family, spirituality, partner, and what I meant to do in this life is have every relationship in balance, in equanimity. I think that works out. So I don't think implants, it's nothing that happens against our free will. I think we agree to have them for a reason. Sometimes those ships are put there to help us to see more, to hear more, so our families from the future can kind of track on us. In the astral travel, guys, we can get lost. I get lost often. And sometimes they do because there is a lot of timelines in between. They can track us. My advice will be ask your higher self and your soul, why do you have that chip if you believe you have it? If you would like to get rid of it, you can do meditation. If you get rid of it, it is because it was meant to be for you to get rid of it, because probably you are learning to be more sovereign, to be in charge of your own body, to be in charge of your own experience. But I do believe that my higher self should know more than me, so I allow always my higher self to choose. Not always, 90%. Because sometimes I get in my 10% of stubbornness. So what I will do is ask my higher self, I'm gonna do meditation. If it's meant to be to remove this sheep, please do so. But I will trust that you know better, so whatever is in the highest best for all of us, I mean all those aspects of you, so we be whatever that is meant to be done. I hope that makes sense. Yes. Let me go with, I think I post a code about the Blu-ray, and because I'm talking about shadow work, I think I would like to invoke the Blu-ray so we can go deeper a little bit into the shadow and heal any of those fears that we all have. Healing through love does not mean that we are going to bypass all those emotions. It just means that we don't escalate them, we don't multiply them as a virus, and we get the courage and the strength to address them in whatever way we feel like doing them. Okay, guys, I'm already here, so let's just meditate for a few minutes. And I do have a candle here, and this candle have the colors of red, orange, and yellow all together. So I want you to visualize this. Any darkness, any fear, any worry, send it. Yes. Yes, Coco. I'm going to ask that for now. Any darkness, you can send it to here, and then we're going to give them light, and then it's going to go send by the universe again. I have this, it was a gift that client sent to me that I'm very grateful. I love it, it's so beautiful. So this crystal here and this crystal here are going to create a grid. So any trauma, fear, block, whatever that is going to be sent in this flame, and then it's going to be sent into the center of the universe. Okay, let me drink a little bit of tea. So good. Let's begin. Please take a deep breath. Makeshtakoro sete eki ishka ti iki ina. I would like to invoke each of your higher selves right now to be leading us in this transmission. I am going to invoke the Blu-ray Collective, and something that I recently learned is that they are connected to the Elohim, the Orphans, and the Emerald League. It's coming through for the drawing that I'm doing. So the Emerald League, it is sort of the angels that works with the emerald green light, that it is all about healing. And it is combined with the blue rain light, that in the galactic side there will be Lawrence, Syrians, and Pleiadians, and Orions all together. All the ones who have that bluish skin, that in our plane, that's why we manifested people with dark skin. Those who had blue skin in other planes manifested to have dark skin, like it could be Latin or it could be African American. That darkness, it also used to be blue in many of them, maybe not in all of them, but in many of them it is. So I'm going to ask you to visualize a flame, and that is a candle that is going to transmute whatever we are ready to let go in the highest and in the best bed, in the best for all of us together. I'm going to do a little bit of light language, and I'm going to ask you just to place your attention on the air that you exhale. When you're conscious about the air that you exhale, we are actually releasing. It's a Buddhist technique that I am practicing. So as you breathe, as soon as you can hold the prana in your system, tune into the feeling, the sensations where you exhale, finding your own rhythm, your own pacing. Ti ishka tara uso mai ki te iki ishka. Ti na sete iki ishka. If you get distracted, go back into the light of the candle that is in front of you. This light, it's meant to receive any shadow aspects, any fear, any insecurities that may be in your collective, in your universe, in or around. Ti ishka tara osoma atiki ishka ti iki ana. Greetings. We're the Blue Rain Collective. We are honored and blessed to be here. We are here for your support. You are held by the legions of angels, the Ashketara Oso, Mi Nate Eki Ishka Ti Iki Ina. So as you tune into the light, let go. Ti Ishka Kura Mase Ti Eki Ishka Ti Iki Ina. Your higher self will give instructions to us. Your guides will support. Feel free to adjust the position of your body, your mindset. And if you feel distracted, go back to your exhale. Ti ishka tara uso mi ne ite eke ishka. We're going to start feeling light that comes from the center of the universe, in hues of blues and soft pinks and lavender colors all together. Start a light that is gentle, is soft, and opens what it is rigid in your chakras, in your body, in your organs, identifying any toxicity, any discomfort. Ti ishka tara oso mi ine ite ike ishka. Ti kaso ike tiki ishka. Imagine you can see your chakras in your aura. Imagine you see darkness leading your field and entering the flame of the whole light that is in front of you. Ti ishka tara oso mi inete eke ishka ti iki ina. Breathe the light. Ti ishka tara oso ki ite eke ishka. Niyama ete eke asato oko ishka ti iki ina. This light language to need to be understood. It's meant to be felt with all of your senses as whispers of heaven. Ti ishka tara oso miya nate eki ishka ti iki ina. And as you breathe more light. Ti isakura mai ki te kara toro seteki ishka ti ask you to share the light with everything else and everyone else in your universe that you think it may need healing light now. Te ira atara ase te eke eshkati iki ena. Ite koso mai te eke eshkati iki ena. It could be your inner child. It could be your family. It could be your body, your emotions, your ideas. Te ishka tara oso mai te eke ishka. Choose to bring more light. Tikara oso te eke ishka ti iki isete ki ishka ti iki ina. Bring more light into all of those desires that each of you have. Be loved and cared and supported and guided by your own soul and the whole heavens to come down every time you choose to be in a state of grace. Tiki ira atere esiti eke ishka ti iki ina. It's only in the state of grace that you can hear the voice of the light. Tikara otoro osete eke ishka ti iki ina. So breathe the light. Find that center te ishkatara oso mai ki ana te iki ishka ti iki ina. Feel the support. Feel how you are held in the arms of love and light. Te ishkatara oso ima ite iki ishka ti ne ite iki ina. Allow yourself to wrap in light and love everything that arises in your universe, in your present, sending light to all that you see, to all that you perceive, to all that you experience. Ti ishkatara usoro umai ti iki ishki ena. And as you breathe, we're going to see if anything else needs to be done. It appears as if we are complete. For whoever chooses to turn the light on, visualize the candle moving slowly and gently and place it into your heart. Tikira atara oso te iki ishka ti iki ina. You are supported and loved beyond what you think and you perceive. We thank you, we love you, we honor our connection for today. See you next time. Try to breathe and ground. Was lovely. It's just 1:11 where I live. So I guess this represents that we are connected in a portal of light, so we can ask for anything that we desire. So if you feel like falling apart for whatever reason, remember not to escalate it like little child. No big deal, and bring light. It is in those moments when you have to ask. I asked my higher self and said, please do something. I don't know what to do. Please come and help me, guide me. I imagine, because I'm an artist, that I see hands and I imagine that I do like this. And my higher self knows that in that moment they can intervene and do whatever that is done. And then I breathe, and then I try to find neutrality in the best way that I can. And sometimes it is by being patient with whatever righteousness I feel, and trying to perceive what the other side of me thinks or feels, so I can find a middle bridge between what I want and what they want. And then if I don't know what to do because I block myself, I don't do anything. I pause. And if I'm talking to someone, maybe I said, can we talk this later? I think I need to do something. If you don't know what to do, don't do anything. Let for the universe, your guidance, to reveal to you what must be done. But if we're not in our center, we're not able to see. Sometimes others come and tell us when we can do better. And if that can happen to you, someone that loves you in your family through a reading or whatever tells you, hey, I think this thing you can done it better. It has happened to me. It feels like a slap of in my face from the universe. Happened to me last week, and I was forever grateful, because sometimes we keep doing this automatically, and when someone has the courage and the kindness to talk to you and say, hey, I think this thing, you have to address it. I think you can do better. Let's be humble and kind and patient, because we can always do better. I was listening to Pima Chodron yesterday. I'm reading her book that it's called When Things Fall Apart. And in that part, she was saying that they go to the beach. I don't remember whatever the beach, and then they pay to the fishermen whatever fish they have to caught that day. They pay for that, so the fishermen can send them back to the ocean. So there are a lot of things we can do to help. We can meditate, we can send light, but there are a lot of things we can do by taking action. And it may seem like nothing changed because you pay the fisherman and you take the fish, but it changes us. Sometimes when we do offerings to our gods, like candle or food or whatever things, it's not because the God or the higher self need it, or our loved ones. We need it. We need it, so we take action about whatever that it is arising in our lives. And for me, I am trying, really trying to practice everything I preach. Sometimes I do it good, sometimes I don't. But I think it's time for us to practice. In love and light, it's not only to say namaste to people, it's about having patience when someone is in rough times and maybe answer mean to you, because it's not about me, it's about where they are going through. Does that make sense? So let's practice and do good in whatever degree you can. It could be as simple as when a toilet paper ends, put a new one, so whoever comes next have toilet paper. With it can be in simple details, like for example doing breakfast for your family or whatever, or saying thank you when someone is someone there for you. So whatever little detail you can do good today, that help us a lot to create a better reality for all of us. Because who wants to enter a reality when everyone is mean and depressed and trying to fight? And we all want to go with easiness, right? But sometimes I think we have to lead others that it could be done. I hope that makes sense. And with that, I'm going to close. In 15 minutes, I do have a meditation on the page. So if you would like to share it with whoever you think it may receive a benefit, I appreciate that. For the ones, thank you. For the ones that are with me in the membership on YouTube, that you get access for a very affordable place. Next month, I'm going to upload lots of meditations about Jesus Christ. I'm working on it, and I think the next course is going to be about that. For the one who asked me about the Reiki Light Language course, you don't have to have the Light Language course before. They complement, but they don't have to go together. And then think that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Check out the event staff if you would like to be participant in these live meditations. Love and light and blessings. And remember to do good today, please.